Greetings. This is Doc Akh coming to you live. And you know what time it is? So I don't have to give you a quiz. Because I'm tired, more tired than what I thought. Ooh. All right. Let's shake those cobwebs out and get on down with the getting down before I have to start to frown. All right. Proverb for the night is... That's odd. Oh, here it is here. A good deed is something one returns. A good deed is something that one returns. And that's a proverb from Guinea, not Equatorial Guinea, but just Guinea. And the poem for tonight has to do with manners. It's called Good Table Manners, I believe. Let me see how it goes. Teaching table manners. There we go. Teaching table manners. Now, this is an old folk rhyme from Uncle Bill. Let's see if Uncle Bill can give us a thrill and help us stay kind of chill. Teaching table manners. Now, whilst we's here round the table, all you young ones get right still. I wants to learn you some good manners, so's y'all think of Uncle Bill. Cause we's gonna excuse Merlindy, cause she's just a baby yet. But it's time you other young ones was learning a little bit. It's time for me to put my glasses on, you see, so I can see you too. Oh yes, much better. I can remember as a youngster, like you youngsters is today, how my mammy learned me manners in a peculiar kind of way. One of mammy's old-time acquaintance, old Aunt Donnie was her name, come one night to see my mammy, course paired for the same. Mammy got the sifter, honey, and she took and make up dough, which she turned into hot biscuits. Then we all get smart, you know. Serves and biscuits on the table. Honey, nowadays could I wait? No ways could I wait. Old Aunt Donnie was a good old woman, and I just had to pass my plate. I soon swallowed down them biscuit, ate them faster than a shoat. They was a little tough and naughty, but I chawed them like a goat. Pass the biscuits, please, ma'am, for I want some more. Lord, you'd ought to see my mammy frowning up just sort of so. Won't you pass the biscuit, please, ma'am? I said with a little fear. There was not but one more left, sir. Mammy rise up out of her chair. When Aunt Donnie left our house, sir, mammy come like bees and ants. Put my head down twixt the knees, sir. Almost rolled me out in my pants. She had a great big tough hickory, and it helped till it convinced. From that day clean down to this one, I've had manners ever since. Now I got a cousin, he learned some manners like that too. Didn't know how to act. They sent him down south for a year. Yeah. Grandpa taught him how to have some manners. At the end of a razor strap or two. He came back like a new man, trust me. Okay, now where did we leave off? We left off yesterday at the Aurora Borealis. So let's see what's going on with the Aurora Borealis. Now, fierce winds, 60-degree below zero weather beat down on the men, and the sun was in the sky almost 24 hours a day, giving no relief from the dazzling snow. And that's what you're seeing here. You know, the Northern Lights, they call it. northern lights, aurora borealis. Later, inside their sealskin tent, Matthew Henson says, Lieutenant, we'll make better time if I hitch the two teams together. Lieutenant Perry says, but Matt, that will be 28 dogs. Can you handle such a large team? And Matt Henson did just that, drove 28 dogs in one team. Matt, our food supply is almost gone. I don't think we or the dogs will be able to get back to camp alive. I know our only chance for survival is to try and find a herd of musk oxen. After searching several hours for signs of a herd, Matt suddenly whispered, we found them. As soon as the musk oxen sensed the presence of the men, the herd drew into a circle for protection. Very soon, the two men had brought down all the musk oxen, except for one cow, still trying to protect the calves. Perry fired his last shot at the animal but missed, hitting one of the calves. Infuriated, the animal charged after Perry. With the musk oxen gaining on Perry, Henson took aim. This is my last shot, he's thinking. Henson's bullet hit its mark, and the animal crashed to the ground within 10 feet of Perry. Lieutenant Perry says, Matt, you saved my life. The Perry party returned to New York with enormous meteorites and other valuable scientific specimens. Perry was determined to raise more funds and return to conquer the pole. Who's that fellow coming on board? He looks so excited. He's the curator from the American Museum of Natural History in New York. He's come to see the animal skins on board. He examines the skins in the hold of the ship. Excellent specimens, perfect preservation, superb skinning. I'm glad you like them. I skinned them myself. You did this? Have you ever done any taxidermy? No, but if I can skin an animal, I guess I can stuff one. For the next 3 years, Matthew Henson worked at the museum, aiding and mounting the animals and guiding the artists in painting the Arctic background. Perry and Henson, in pursuit of the elusive goal, returned to the North in 1896 and 1897. Have you seen the story in today's newspaper about Nansen's attempt to reach the pole? Yes, I have. And Severdrup is also trying. If he goes north before we do, he will get the best dogs and supplies. We've got to try again right away. The competition spurred Perry on to the point where he and Henson again set out for the pole in 1898. It was the worst time of the year for travel on the ice. Perry's toes froze completely, and Henson had to take him back to the ship. Perry's toes were amputated by the ship's doctor. Talk about losing toes. After they returned to New York, Henson decided to see the U.S. and took a job on a railroad as a Pullman porter. On his trips through the South, he saw the terrible treatment of African Americans by racists. He, too, was attacked with a shotgun. In New York, at a dinner party given in his honor at the home of his friend, Mr. Gardner in Harlem, somebody asked him, do you think you'll ever reach the North Pole? Matt responds, yes, I do. And I long to be back in the Arctic where a man is judged on merit and not the color of his skin. What are the Eskimos really like? Ask a woman. Matt, here's to your success. If you reach the pole, it will mean a lot to our people. At the dinner party, he met young and pretty Lucy Ross. It was love at first sight. Matt Henson courted Lucy Ross. They visited museums, attended concerts, and had walks in the park. Matt told Lucy about his life, that he was a poor man, that his years in the Arctic had paid only in high adventure, not in money. He finally got up enough courage to say, I love you, Lucy. Ooh-wee. Will you marry me? I can only offer myself. Yes, Matt, I will marry you. For yourself. I don't need the money. I just need you. You and only you. Okay. Oh, Lucy, you made me so happy. This trip, I'll bring you the North Pole as a wedding present. When Matt Henson left on the next expedition to the Arctic, he carried in his heart more optimism and self-confidence than ever before. Leaving the ship Roosevelt, Henson and the group received a warm welcome from the Eskimos. Mia Paluk and Kabluna, come back. Kabluna, the Eskimo name for the white man. Henson traded with the Eskimo knives and ammunition for dogs and fur and clothing, and most important of all, recruiting Eskimos to travel with the group. Perry explained his plan to the group. You men are a team, each a part of a support system, traveling part of the way to our goal. The final dash to the pole can only be made by two men. Henson is to go all the way. I can't get along without Henson. You know that's right. On the trail, the ice had shifted beneath them several times, and they awoke to find that their ice pack had drifted away during the night. Later, they came to a break in the ice as big as a river. This is terrible. It's at least a half mile to the other side. All they could do was pitch tents and wait for the water to freeze over. After several days, yes, this ice is strong enough to hold the sleds and the dogs. Swiftly, they crossed to the other side. They had traveled a little over 300 miles from the ship. Bob Bartlett was the last of the supporting party to leave Perry and Henson. Perry is very tired. We've done all we can. The rest is up to you. History will be made in the next few days. Good luck, Matt. Thanks, Bob. Perry, Henson, and 4 Eskimos started on the last 133 miles to the pole. Time and temperature became the most important factors. Rising temperatures were causing the ice to crack everywhere. If they were to reach the pole and return alive, they had to travel at top speed. Matt, the sexton, says our position is 89 degrees, 25 minutes. The North Pole is 35 miles away. Henson and the Eskimo Uta were in the lead. Matt was driving his sled across very thin ice when suddenly the ice broke under him, exposing the cruel Arctic waters. In a few moments, Matt was pulled down by the frigid water that was filling his boots. When he thought it was all over, he felt strong arms lifting him. Uta had come to safety. After traveling 4 more hours, Matt stopped. Uta, let's build our igloo here. I think this is it. Perry arrived 45 minutes later. Perry verified Matt's words with instruments. Yes, it was April 6, 1909. Man's centuries-old quest of the North Pole was over. Matthew Henson was the first man to reach the North Pole, planting the American flag as Perry saluted. In the following years, Henson's contribution to the success of the polar expedition was largely ignored due to racial prejudice. In 1954, on the 45th anniversary of the discovery of the pole, Matthew Henson and his wife were honored at the White House by President Eisenhower. Mr. Henson died the next year, March 9, 1955. In 1963, a plaque in Henson's memory was unveiled at the State House at Annapolis, Maryland, at Dillard University. There's a hall in his honor, and at the Explorers Club in New York stands a bronze bust of a brave, loyal, and dedicated man, Matthew Alexander Henson. And there we have it, the story of the Matthew Henson going to the pole. Matthew Henson's golden legacy. So you can get these books. Look for these books in our pyramid books. We're going to post some of them up. We don't have very many. We only have a few, but we're going to put them up for bid. You can bid on them there. All monies go towards the continuation of our work here at Black Facts. Meanwhile, I need all you little ones out there to put your little head down without a frown, because it ain't time to clown. Put your little head down on your little pillow on your little bed. Close those yeah eyes and try to surmise a brighter future for all of us, and especially for you. Now, I need y'all to sleep tight, sleep right, and most of all, don't let those bed bugs bite. But if they do, hit them with a shoe till they turn all black and blue. Meanwhile, for the adults, go ahead, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you like what we're doing here on YouTube. And if you seeing us on Facebook, you can do the same by giving us a giving us a like, and giving us a share on Facebook. So we'll see you tomorrow at the same time, same spot. Doc Akh at noon and 9. Peace out now.